Hi, this is Angela McFarlane and you're stamping with aMac. My product of the week is the Parisian Beauty Bundle, and it comprises of this stamp set, which has got some lovely stamps in it, and also this set of dies. It has a solid die which fits around the Eiffel Tower, and it has one that fits around the flourish here. It has the word merci and amour, and has another Eiffel Tower which is quite a bit bigger than the other one, and this one is a detailed one, so it cuts out all the little bits and pieces, and then there's a really nice little accent as well that you can cut out with the dies. The card that I'll be making today, I can't take credit for. I did case it off Pinterest from Cindy Westennk. Hers was slightly different. I just added a few little bits and pieces. She had the greeting over here, and I added the little embellishments and changed the position of the greeting. But I loved the colours that she had, and so I thought I would case it. So basically for the base, we're just using smoky slate, and that is A5 size, folded in half. To save a bit of time, I've stuck my first layer on, which is Whisper White, and that was cut down to 10 centimeters to 14.3 centimeters. The next layer, the second layer, is Pool Party, and that is 9.5 by 13.8 centimeters. So I'm just going half a centimeter smaller for each layer. And then the designer series paper that I've got is from the gorgeous Parisian Blossoms designer series paper set. There's some really pretty colors in there, and really lovely papers too. So I've basically just done a scrap strip of my smoky slate, and my designer series paper is only 4 centimeters wide by 13.8, which is the length of this Pool Party, and then this was just a scrap that was a couple of centimeters and wide, and it's also 13.8 long. So to save time, I've attached a little bit of double-sided tape to these already. So I only want about half a centimeter or so shining or showing from the side here, so that will be ready to go for our next step. And then for the stamping, I've taken this lovely stamp which has got some writing on it, and it creates this lovely background effect, and I'm using Pool Party ink, and I do still have some old style ink pads as well. So I'll just grab a bit of scrap to stamp on as well. So I'll just ink that up, and you could use the Stamparatus for this, or you can just sort of line it up and just stand over the top. It's pretty easy to line up. I'll offset it a little bit so it's not all perfectly in line on the side, so it looks like a nice background. And there you have it. And I've mucked it up a little bit, I've gone over, but no one's going to notice that. Okay, I don't need to close that because I'll be adding my little flourish over the top. So with this one, keep in mind that this will be coming over to that part of it, so I'll just move that over a little bit, and I'll stamp my first flourish in the center, and then offset them as well. And then I just added another little bit as well that wasn't on the card that I copied. That's just a cute little postmark stamp. So once the stamping is done, we'll also stamp on a spare bit of Whisper White using Smoky Slate ink. And I find when stamps are a little bit bigger like this, sometimes it's easier to sit them down and actually ink them up from the top, just gently and evenly. And then I will just stamp that. And also, to save a little bit of time, so I would cut that out with the die. With these new dies, they actually line up to fit perfectly around the image as well. So that might be something you'd keep in mind when you're die cutting. So I've just cut one out already just to save a little bit of time. And then I've cut a solid image using the same die out of Smoky Slate, so that will create this little shadow that we've got going on here. I thought that was a really clever little design that Cindy did. And then I find the easiest way to line it up is to sit it on the table or your bench, and I've already put double-sided tape on the back of this, so just save time peeling it off. So there, we've got that ready to go, and that's going to overlay there. So now I can just attach these bits. So this designer series paper lines up perfectly with the sides and the top and bottom. So it's easy to line it up. And then I've already popped double-sided tape on the back of this as well, just so you don't watch me sticking tape on. I'm sure you've all had plenty of practice with that. Or you can use liquid glue as well. The Tombow is really good to use. Gives you a bit more wiggle room. I always, to align things, I always hold them up on one side of the tape, and I have a look at my widths on the top side and bottom, and I try to get them as straight as possible. Then I've still got a little bit of wiggle room with my right hand before I sit it down, and that usually helps to get it lined up pretty straight. And then to attach the Eiffel Tower, we'll pop a few dimensionals on here just to give it a little bit of extra lift and a little bit in the middle for support. And then I'll move to a couple of mini dimensionals further up. They're really handy to use for smaller spaces. Alternatively, if you don't have mini dimensionals, you can use the edges of your bigger dimensionals and cut them up. So I'll just peel these off. I just cut my nails this morning, so there's still enough there to be able to peel the dimensionals off. So there we have that. So then I will stick the Eiffel Tower down, make sure it's straight. And then for the greetings, I've already prepared a few other greetings as well. And for this one, which is in the set Amour, I've used the Stitch So Sweetly dies. Try saying that really quickly. So they've got a nice selection of rectangular dies with a little scallop around the edge, and these really pretty shapes as well. So they come in the pack, and I think there's 10 different dies. So I could add that there, or on the original the greeting was added across the bottom of the Eiffel Tower, and I think I might actually add it there in this case. I won't pop it up on dimensionals again because it'll be too thick for the envelope. So I'll just add, what I might do though is just pop a few dimensionals on the sides, some mini ones, just to support the sides, and then they'll be the same height as the Eiffel Tower is. I'll just attach my greeting there. And then to finish it off, these gorgeous champagne rhinestones are in the suite as well that's available. So might just randomly place a few rhinestones here. I should be using my take your pick tool, but I forgot to get it out, and now I've got rhinestones stuck to my fingers. Okay, so that is my quick and simple card. There's heaps and heaps of ideas on Pinterest and on the internet. All you need to do is type Parisian beauty into your Google bar with Stampin' Up! Next to it as well, and you'll get heaps and heaps of ideas. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope you like the colours that are in this card. Thanks for watching. Happy stamping. Have a great day.